Hey Nick, I know it's late, but I wanted to get this video out to you tonight so that I can get this hilt actually out to you in the mail tomorrow. Here's your Ezra, sir. All upgraded to CFX NeoPixel. We'll start on the outside. So we mentioned on this plate when it came to me, it had a magnet on it with a recharge port hidden underneath. Took the recharge port out, took the magnet out, glued that plate down. It's solid. It's not going anywhere on you. Put you some new pins in there. We took the holder that you had out. The last guy that put this in, this was about twice as big as it needed to be. And that was why you were getting damage on your blade when you were using your retention screw, as your pins were sitting too high up. I mean, it was even, the retention for the blade was even eating into this guy. You could see that right there. So I modeled a new one, half this size. I got some short pins put in there. So everything's looking good in there. There was nowhere else to put that retention screw, so changed some other things around to make it work. Alright. You had this set screw in here also. It was in here already. It wasn't doing much, so I modeled the chassis to be held in place by this guy. So if you ever need to get into it, Allen key, same size Allen key for your blade retention works for this guy over here. Let's open this up. This was your last chassis. A little guy. It was just floating in here, you know, when it came to me. All your wires were loose and just pulled from here all the way up. Nothing holding in place. So got rid of that and gave you this. I shamelessly put my name on it. Removable battery. I did originally try to salvage your bass speaker, but when I was playing some fonts earlier and testing it, this thing is blown. So got rid of that. Put you a brand new guy in there. Can't see the board. The board's actually up here. This thing slides out. If you ever have to slide it out, just be real careful. There's a lot of wires in here because I made it to where you could slide it out about this far and you could get to the board. I just kind of twist it, play with it a little bit. It will come out. It just doesn't want to, which is a good thing. You don't want it to come out. But can't see the board. We got all your fonts on there. Battery, let's throw a battery in here. One thing about your battery, I don't have a positive and a negative sign in here. Forgot to do it while I was modeling this thing up, so I'm just going to tell you now, your positive end always goes towards your speaker. Always. Didn't think I had to say it before, but I just had a customer complain to me that it was my fault because he didn't like the way the battery fit one way, so he took it out and he decided to try it the opposite way. And when he did that, he blew his board. So don't do that. Positive towards your speaker. Slaps in there nice and tight, not coming out on you. You could just throw this thing everywhere, it's not coming out. Before I screw this on, you can see how much space you've got between your end of your speaker right there and the end of your pommel. So all that room to resonate sound, it makes it sound really good. You got a one button setup on this, so everything's controlled here. Smooth swing. Flash on flash. I don't have a full-size 1-inch blade laying around, but I got this guy for testing blades, or for testing hilts, so we'll test it with this. Slides in there really well. You can actually feel it bounce up and down on the pogo pins. So before you tighten it, you always want to make sure that you press it down firmly. You're not going to break the pins. I made the holder in there tall enough to where when the springs stop, you bottom out on the holder. So You know, you won't get any more of that damage that you were getting. Where's your blade plug at? If you can see your blade plug, I sent you a couple pictures earlier, but how it's just getting, it was getting ate up on the edge there. Because this was sitting too high to that screw, you know. So we fixed that. Put it in. You can feel the spring. Push the spring down. Screw in your retention. And it's going to hit. Now it's going to hit on the side of that holder. About right here. About right there. And that's where it should hit. That's the strongest point because you still got your PCB holder and then you've got your blade material coming down and they all meet right there. So that's where you want it. It's a thin neck, so you know these thin neck sabers, there's not a lot of room to play around with. But that's what we got. So turn it on with the one button. I'm going to turn the light off now. Looks pretty good. Sounds good. Tap for blaster deflects. And if you tap the tip on the ground and hold the button at the same time, as soon as you tap it, you get hold it down and turn it off. You've got 42 fonts on here, 42 or 43, I can't remember, and most all of them have music. So to get to the music, just double tap the button. Speaker sounds really good in there. And then you can do whatever you want when the music's playing. If you want the music off, just double tap the button. Turns it right off. Then you get to sound fonts, hold the button down till you hear this.
Sound bank selection.
Let go.
A small rebel force has penetrated the shield and landed on Endor.
This button right here will cycle through all your fonts.
General Mundy reporting for duty. Formerly Darth. Now just Maul.
This goes on 42 times.
This sword. And my rightful place as leader of Death Watch.
When you find one you like, just hold the button down.
It's heavier than I thought.
If you don't like the color, or anytime you want to change colors while you got the blade in, hold the button and twist your wrist at the same time like this.
Spectrum.
You'll hear spectrum. Now you can just twist the hilt until you get whatever color you want. And when you find one that you like, tap the button. There you go. And as long as you have the battery in, it will remember that color on that font every time you turn it back on. But then if you take the battery off, it will default back to what I've programmed the color for that font. And I gave you 16 different blade profiles to play with. So to get to the blade profiles, hold the button and twist your wrist, but then hold the button down like this.
Your thoughts, your actions
There you go.
become energy. They flow through the crystal as well and become a part of the blade.
Spectrum.
Now hold the button down,
Blade profile.
let go. Now you can twist it again. Might be able to see it up against my shirt. Keep twisting until you find something that you like. When you find something that you like, tap the button. And that is your blade, sir. It is going out in the mail tomorrow. Thank you very much.